Masamune is the 17th head of the Date clan, and after going through a ritual, he's given the ability to use the supernatural powers of the previous clan heads. The young lad prepares for his first war, but he takes a moment to admire the view of his land. He bursts into tears as he wants to protect his region from being destroyed during the upcoming conflict. One of his retainers, called Kagetsuna, is touched by his kindness, but the young lord knows that this would not be enough to prevent disaster. His other retainer, named Claude, listens in the trees and agrees with Masamune. He comes out and bluntly tells his lord that their clan is finished if he's going to be a softy crybaby. The two retainers get into an argument regarding their different approaches to dealing with the clan head. Masamune interrupts as he acknowledges the weakness that Claude pointed out, but the young lad is determined to come out victorious while protecting his land and its people. Kagetsuna reports on how they are moving all those in danger to higher ground. Their troops are also being equipped and sorted into units. He assures Masamune that his people are behind him. Their stroll in the woods is interrupted when a kunai is thrown towards them. Claude quickly pulls the clan head from harm's way. Some masked assailants surround them. Everyone is puzzled when Kagetsuna pulls out a flute and starts to play a melody. Claude attacks their ambushers as he continues to fool around. Kagetsuna finally stops and gets serious when he sees his lord getting pinned down by the overwhelming numbers of the enemy. Saruku, the mastermind behind this assault, watches from the top of a tree, assessing the fighting capabilities of his targets. He creates a bow with his powers and uses it to fire a kunai at Masamune, but it only grazes the lad's arm before crashing into the ground. The masked attackers use the commotion to retreat. Claude suggests they also head back to the castle. Mego is annoyed to hear that the young lord was injured during his outing, so Kagetsuna apologizes to her. Talk quickly moves on to trying to figure out who the assailants were. The only clue they have is the kunai with an unfamiliar symbol on it. Mego can't believe that Masamune decided to go on a night stroll alone after this incident. Claude is sure that the lad desires the strength needed to lead during this difficult time, so he is likely going to the shrine that houses the power that has been passed down since the first leader of the Date clan. Masamune was healed from a fatal childhood illness by the spirit of the shrine called Ryujin. It was this incident that resulted in him losing his eye. As they discuss, the young lord arrives at the shrine and frustratedly tosses around trying to figure out how to ask Ryujin to grant him power. He calls to the spirit before complaining about how he doesn't see the point of going to war to protect peace. He also expresses his fears about having to injure people and potentially being hurt himself. Masamune pleads once more to be given strength. The candles in the room go out suddenly. They reignite, but with a blue flame. Ryujin appears and lets the lad know that he's the first clan head to complain about going to war. The spirit also recalls saving him when he was younger and blames the illness for weakening him to the point of being such a coward. Ryujin continues to read him as it states how the lad probably wants to drop all his responsibility and run away. Masamune agrees as he confesses to his lack of self-confidence, but he makes it clear that he would never run away as the 17th clan chief. He grabs and headbutts Ryujin while making his point. The spirit's mask cracks and reveals a demon face that engulfs him. He is transported to the location that every clan head has visited. Ryujin also shows its true form, which is a dragon. The spirit shows Masamune his soul and informs him that it's been taken hostage. The lad will be granted the power he desires, but if he uses it for his own greed or to the detriment of the clan, his soul will belong to Ryujin forever. The lad accepts the offer, so he is given the dark dragon eye. During that interim, Saruku launches a surprise attack as he bursts into the shrine and apprehends a disoriented Masamune. He activates the poison inflicted through the cut he gave him earlier. Saruku makes it clear that he has come for the dark dragon eye. It's revealed to hold the power of 400 years of accumulated knowledge from all the previous clan heads. Saruku doesn't want to waste time and tries to take Masamune's eye, but a pillar of energy throws him back. Some multicolored orbs appear on the ground, and as the smoke clears, the first clan leader named Tomamune stands before them. Saruku finds himself being kicked out of the shrine by the newcomer, while Claude secures Masamune. He can feel the poison increasing the young lord's body temperature. All the while, Saruku acknowledges Tomamune's skill, so he orders his subordinates to attack at once. The first warrior of the Date clan repels them with ease as he reveals his identity. This prompts Saruku to change the scenery. He orders his men to strike again, so they create a swarm around Tomamune, but he blows them away with a powerful fireball attack. Saruku summons a monster in retaliation, but the first holds it off while questioning Masamune's resolve. The young lord expresses his willingness to stand and fight despite his current state. Tomamune is impressed and lends the boy his power by merging with him. The poison within his body is dispelled, and in his new form, he effortlessly defeats the monster with one slice. Saruku retreats when he realizes that his attacks have no impact. The following day, Masamune regains consciousness to find Meigo in his personal space. She berates him for getting poisoned and putting himself in harm's way. She doesn't think these are actions befitting of a clan leader. She gets more annoyed when he orders her to get off him because she is heavy. After hearing the commotion, his retainers know that all is well. Meigo later serves Masamune some food to eat. He comments on how she has overserved his food because she's worried about him, but she downplays her concerns and leaves. Masamune later inspects the orbs that appeared the previous night. He tries to piece together what happened and how to activate them. However, he is interrupted by an annoyed Kojiro. He leads Masamune to watch Meigo struggling to make something for him. Sadly, the oblivious young lord doesn't see this and offers his help to Meigo since she is having a hard time. This only makes Meigo angrier as she kicks the brothers out of her room. Kojiro has given up all hope on his older brother understanding the heart of a female. Masamune ponders on this statement. Wondering what it could mean, the 10th and 12th clan leaders appear to help with his lady problem. It is decided that he should perform a wall slam and a chin lift to rizz up Meigo. The lad makes his way to her, but he's too shy to perform the action. This only makes Meigo feel threatened, so she tosses him into the pond. He is a little sad by the result, but he takes comfort in the fact that he has learned more about the dark dragon eye. The ancestors that come forth will not always be helpful. Claude interrupts to inform him that the date for his first campaign has been decided. They will be departing in the next 2 days. Meigo later joins Masamune and gives him a lucky charm that she has been working on. The bandages around her fingers shows the young lord the effort she put into it. He expresses his gratitude, but she pats his face and lets him know that he can't be held back by fear or confusion before his first campaign. She wants to see him laughing instead. She promises to protect the village while he's gone. This makes him feel a lot better. Masamune later enjoys some tea in the garden after successfully completing his first campaign, but this turns hostile when a chain sickle lands near him. Kagetsuna and Claude rush to protect their lord. They drop their guard when they realize that it is Shigezane fooling around. The guy just wanted to show off his new chain sickle that he loves so much. He then jumps around cutting everything in the garden to demonstrate its sharpness. Shigezane gets dressed more formally and heads out to make his debut as a warrior. Him and Masamune have been friends since childhood. They also happen to be family. Masamune rolls around disappointed in himself for feeling that Shigezane would be a better clan head than him. This triggers the 9th clan leader to be summoned. He can smell the inexperience on Masamune and wonders if the lad really participated in his first campaign. They begin to discuss about his fusion with the first head and how this is a requirement to become a clan leader of the Date clan. The fusion is the pinnacle of strength one should aim for. The 9th offers to train Masamune to make him more competent in utilizing the power. They start by swimming to strengthen the body. Meigo and Kojiro visit with some food to check on his training, but Meigo throws the bento in his face when she sees him in his swimsuit. She storms off after slapping the 9th when he picks her up. Claude makes an appearance shortly after. The 9th wants him to stop peeking and help with the training. During that interval, Shigezane hunts some animals in the woods. Saruku and his subordinates are also in the area. He mistakes Shigezane for Masamune, but he still captures the guy since he is affiliated with his target. All the while, Claude spars against Masamune, and the 9th wants him to attack the young lord with more malice. The retainer gets fed up with the 9th's instruction and attacks him. He gets knocked into the water, ending the first exchange. Claude doesn't give up and continues his assault. As they clash, Kagetsuna comes over and is ready for a swim. He puts an end to the match when Claude is held at knife point. The retainer concedes, but the 9th commends his strength. The training comes to an end when a frantic Meigo and Kojiro rush over thinking that Masamune has been captured. They are surprised to see him well, so they present the kunai which has a piece of Masamune's cloak on it. The young lord panics when he realizes that it was the cloak that Shigezane was wearing. Elsewhere, Saruku stands over the unconscious guy hoping that Masamune will come and save him. The Date clan rush over to the area where Shigezane was hunting. Saruku joins them and gives his demands of wanting the dark dragon eye in exchange for the captive. The 9th doesn't think they need to entertain such an offer when they can just beat Saruku and rescue Shigezane. The retainers take a battle stance in agreement. Saruku uses his weapon to change the scenery again and calls out his subordinates to surround the Date party. The masked leader also dangles Shigezane in front of them, but the useless guy can't hear their cries as he's fast asleep. Saruku gives the order for his minions to attack, but the 9th repulses them with a wind technique. The masked mastermind revives them, but the 9th displays his mastery of the dark dragon eye when he summons the other clan heads. Together they defeat the revived army, but they get upset when the ninth tries to dismiss them. Masamune can see the level of mastery he needs to reach to be able to use the power effectively. After losing another unit, Saruku releases Shigazane, but the guy has been brainwashed to attack Masamune. The ninth apprehends Saruku, demanding to know what he did to the lad, but the masked mastermind makes it clear that Shigazane will never return to normal if he is harmed. Saruku tells Masamune that the people he cares about will continue to suffer as long as he continues to possess the Dark Dragon Eye, so he offers the young lord peace in exchange for the eye. Masamune gets a flashback of all the good times he had with Shigazane. This leaves him open to an attack, but the ninth stops it and proceeds to finish Shigazane off. But the young lord prevents this because his family member is being controlled. The lad even leaves himself open to get sliced as he explains his resolve to protect those under him. Masamune merges with the ninth and dispels the technique that is controlling Shigazane. Saruku is stunned to see this, but his shock is short-lived when Masamune turns his blade on him and lands a cut that cracks the mastermind's mask, forcing him to retreat. Kagetsuna is disappointed in his performance during the battle, but his lord thinks that he's being too harsh on himself. Shigazane finally regains consciousness, but he is oblivious as to what happened to him and starts to complain about Kagetsuna's annoying flute playing. They finally arrive at the castle and both Mego and Kojiro are happy to see everyone is safe. One day, Kagetsuna pleads with Masamune to allow him to step down as a retainer to pursue the path of a flute player. The young lord doesn't want to stop him from chasing his dream, so he reluctantly lets him go. Claude is confused by this turn of event, but he doesn't mind taking on responsibilities in Kagetsuna's absence. Meanwhile, the flute player feels bad for leaving his lord and was hoping that the lad would try to stop him. He prevents himself from throwing away his instrument in a fit of regret. He rather starts playing it when he realizes that flute is his only companion now. Shirasagi watches him from a distance. During that interval, Masamune misses his retainer and rushes out in hopes that he has returned when he hears someone playing the flute outside. Turns out that it's the 4th clan leader playing, and he came out with the 7th. They wanted to cheer him up after hearing that he lost one of his retainers. The previous leaders are surprised that someone who has a high sense of duty like Kagetsuna would leave. Masamune blames his weakness as a factor for driving him away, but the 7th aggressively consoles him. The previous heads also advise him to change his negative opinion about himself. Kojiro interrupts to remind him of his sword fighting lesson with the 9th. He also has a lecture after with the 10th. All the while, Shirasagi introduces herself to Kagetsuna and compliments his flute playing. She pleads with him to play another tune for her, which he does with excitement. Shirasagi starts to dance, which amazes him. She asks him to be her flute player going forward. Back at the castle, Mego links up with Claude to talk about Masamune and Kagetsuna's departure. The lady realizes that Claude has a caring insight about the situation, but he leaves when she asks him to help resolve it. Meanwhile, Shirasagi and Kagetsuna continue to travel together, and he opens up about leaving his lord because he didn't feel like he was good enough to protect him. Later that evening, Shirasagi departs to meet up with Saruku. He tries to berate her for keeping him waiting, but she assures him that she will be able to obtain the Dark Dragon Eye with the plan she's working on. All the while, an oblivious Kagetsuna worriedly looks for his new partner. He ends up finding her, and they take their magical performance to the public as they play for adoring village crowds for the first time. Kagetsuna even gets free food for his outstanding talent. He couldn't wish for a better debut, and can't believe his playing could bring so much joy. Shirasagi suggests he takes this newfound passion and express it by playing in front of his former lord. The retainer agrees and returns to the castle with great humility. He asks Masamune to allow him and Shirasagi to perform for him. The young lord was hoping that his retainer would come back to his side, but he puts these feelings aside and permits them to play. Everyone gathers to watch the performance, and as he plays, Masamune recalls the support Kagetsuna has given him all these years and wonders why he left. His thoughts slowly fade as a dark aura puts them all to sleep. Claude is also knocked out before he can react to the threat. Kagetsuna is stunned to see his old companions in such a state as he finishes his performance. Shirasagi shows her true intentions when she tries to use her nasty long nails to remove Masamune's eye. Luckily, the 4th clan head is still around to block the attempt. The fake dancer changes the scenery and confesses her affiliation to Saruku. Kagetsuna tries to stop her by pleading, but she swats him away and starts to attack the ancestor. The 4th calls to Masamune, which wakes him up as Kagetsuna berates himself for bringing the enemy within the castle walls. The 4th summons other clan heads to help him out. They create a music band and convince Kagetsuna not to be too harsh on himself. Masamune has a dance-off with Shirasagi, and the power generated from the music knocks the masked lady back. She gets annoyed and enters her true form, which is a winged creature. Masamune and the fourth merge together and cut her down with a swift downward slice. This forces Shirasagi to retreat. Things get back to normal with Kagetsuna returning as Masamune's retainer. However, these fun moments don't last forever. A new threat attacks the Date clan and puts all the ancestors on their knees exhausted from the brutal battle. Even Tomamoon seems to be outclassed by this enemy. The masked assailant unleashes 2 powerful energy slices at the first clan head. But Masamune steps up to deflect them. Surrounded by monsters, the young lord steels his resolve to protect the Date clan, which brings the series to an end.